Just wow. I mean, another, really, great baseball game, I thought, by both teams. Another really, not, I was going to say but I don't think that does it justice. Another great pitching performance by both clubs. And I don't know how many times that happens where both clubs pitch it so well 2 days in a row. But both Connor and I thought Dylan pitched today like Friday night aces in the Southeastern Conference, and were terrific and really kind of matching each other pitch for pitch. And they played great defense like Arkansas can. And there's a couple when you're so when hits are at a premium. Some plays by Moore and others, that shut down innings, Stovall and Wallace at third, and some double plays they turned to kind of squelch out, what rallies you had, right? Rallies were if you had a guy on today. And but thought super game. We got a couple of huge hits by Kevin and Calvin Harris, the timely hit that we talk about so much. But the story of the day was Dylan, just legendary performance.
Yes, it was. Questions for the student athletes, and we'll start here with John.
Hey, Dylan. John Sokoloff, WCBI TV down in Columbus. Your coach just said it was a legendary performance. I mean, what was working so well for you today?
I thought I didn't really have command of my fastball that well until later on in the game, but I was commanding the slider so well, so we just stuck with it, throwing it for first pitch strike, throwing it late in the count, but just attacked him at the end of the day.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah.
Tim and Kevin, Austin Elders with the Rebel Walk. Tim, you in particular, this is why you came back to Ole Miss to play for a national championship for both of you in your senior years. Just talk about the emotions and what it feels like to be playing for a national championship this weekend.
I mean, the emotions are great. We're excited to get to play in the national championship series, and like you said, this is why we came back. And we knew that this team had the potential, and obviously, we had a little bit of a rough patch there in the middle, but through and through, we always knew that if we just kept believing and stuck together, we could be right here. So excited to get to play this weekend.
Yeah, just so proud of everybody. Calvin, big day today, but, all the guys, fun group of guys to be around. I think that's a big reason why we had the turnaround.
Okay, we'll start over here.
Michael Katz, Daily Journal. Dylan, was there any doubt for you that you were going to finish this thing?
I just stayed with it. I didn't even just looked up. I saw all those zeros going into the eighth, and I was just like, it's my time to finally finish this game.
Okay, right here.
Jake Thompson, Ole Miss Spirit. For Tim and Kevin, just when playing behind Dylan in a game like this, just what are y'all's emotions and just the confidence you have in him, especially what he's done this week?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just so much confidence. As you can see, he can just put on quite the pitching performance, and just gets the outs one after the other. And so we have a lot of confidence playing behind him. We obviously can make some plays behind him, but he takes care of a lot of it. So just hats off to him. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a better pitching performance in a clutch game like that. So just really proud of him and really proud of how the whole team played today.
Kevin?
Yeah, he makes it easy on us, keeps us in a rhythm. He's filling it up. That makes it a lot easier playing defense when he's going to be around the zone and keeping you in it.
Okay, Nick?
Nick Suss with the Clarion Ledger. Dylan, what kind of prep went into today on short rest, and did you come into the day thinking you had 9 innings in your arm, or how much did you think you had to give today?
I just went out there just going to put as much zeros as I can. I mean, last time me and Nolan had this matchup again, so it was cool to have ace versus ace again. I mean, Nolan's a great pitcher. Last time it was a dogfight. This time it was a dogfight, so it was just really cool to have that again.
Okay, Andrew.
Andrew Hutchison, hogbeat.com. This is for Tim and Kevin. What made Connor so difficult today, and what did you see from him?
I mean, he had all of his pitches working. He's had that curveball working, his cutter, and would throw the fastball in there too to keep you off balance. Just hats off to him. He pitched really well, and kept us on our toes. And we were just able to put enough of a couple innings together to get those big hits from Kev and Calvin, and score a couple runs. And he pitched really well. But at the end of the day, DeLucia just, kept us in it the whole time and put up all those zeros. So just proud of how we all played.
Kevin?
Yeah, that was an incredible outing by Nolan. He was really sharp, mixing it up with that fastball cutter, mixing in the big breaker, tunneling that thing well. Just one of those days you knew how to take care of your opportunities when you got them, because there weren't going to be many of them.
Okay, we got somebody back here.
Ellie French, KTV Omaha. Dylan, can you just describe kind of what this journey has been like for you personally this season, from not being, part of the starting rotation to now starting today and getting the win?
It's been interesting, a fun ride. Coach B always says, enjoy the ride. And that's what we've been doing, and that's what I've been doing, just taking every chance I get, kind of running away with it, just not looking back. But, I mean, this team has just played so well the last couple of weeks, and we turned it on so far.
Okay, Rick?
Rick Cleveland, Mississippi Today. Kevin, I wanted to ask you about two things. One, the play you made in the second inning seemed like that ball carried forever, and then you're at bat in the fourth inning.
Yeah, on that ball hit by Moore, I wasn't really sure if the wind was going to push that thing all the way back, because, you never really know how it's going to play out there and left. But I just tried not to drift, turn my back and run and make a play. But that bat in the fourth, I know Nolan likes to get ahead. He was going to try to pump in strike one there, and I figured that was going to be my best chance to do some damage on him. And he happened to leave a cutter just a little bit up that I was able to get enough.
And Mike, John Sokoloff, WCBI TV in Columbus, Mississippi. You just made program history for this team. What are the emotions like with you right now, considering that?
Just proud, proud. John, you know our story as well as anybody, and I think as we continue to win games and move forward, it was neat. A lot of people have the goal to be here, right? One of the challenges that we talked about was to not just come here, but to win. That this isn't a bowl where, years from now people know that you went to a bowl, but they don't know if you won or lost, right? You went to the Gator Bowl or Sugar Bowl or whatever. This is a tournament that, like basketball, you're supposed to win and move on. And just proud that, they continue to believe in one another. They've played well. Yesterday was tough. When I sat up here, you might have asked a question. I wasn't sure at the time, because you could see they were pretty down last night when we went out to left field. That's to be expected, because, it was bases loaded, and I'm sure, the players and the Ole Miss faithful, right, in the stands, and all the fans that we've had here were thinking some ball's going to, squeak through an infielder's, hole, and, we were going to win a game. We didn't. And so to be able to bounce back and play like this today, another tough one, and that was one of the challenges we said this morning, that nobody said it was going to be easy. Right, it's not supposed to be easy, and you got to be tough enough to handle it. And maybe, and somebody asked, and it might have been you last night, maybe some of that April, toughened us, weathered us a little bit to be able to handle, last night and be able to bounce back today.
Get back over here first.
Travis Davidson, KREF Sports Talk 1400. First, congrats on the win and berth in the championship series. I know you've been focused on Arkansas, but can you give me some initial thoughts on your championship series opponent, Skip Johnson and the Sooners?
I don't know much about them. They're on the other side. I've watched some of the games, innings, not in their entirety. I have some work to do over the next 36 hours. We all do. The coaches. The great thing is with technology today, we can get that done. I know that they've had a terrific year, especially similar maybe to us. Maybe not as big a hole, but one that they've played their best baseball down the stretch. Winning a Big 12 tournament, and then going to Gainesville, where we all know it's very difficult to win, and to win there, and then win another super regional on the road. They've had a similar path, to us, so we know they're weathered and tough, to get to this point. And they played really well, and so that's about all I can do as far as the scouting report.
Okay, right here.
Chase Parham, Rivals.com. Mike, you had Malich ready, obviously. Did you check on Dylan at any point? Was it a decision after the 8th or anything?
When I went out, I guess it was the 7th when I had some traffic. and we made the error. And again, it wasn't going to take him out at that point. I wanted him to face Slavens, with the breaking ball. And asked him if he was okay, and he said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And another one where, hey, this just kind of check his emotions, kind of get him back grounded in how we wanted to approach Slavens at bat and what we were going to do. And of course, he throws a good slider. First pitch gets off the field, and then after that, I felt in my heart that if we got to the ninth, it would be Brandon Johnson. Brandon's been the guy that's closed the close games, and as good as, Mouts has been, I was going to go with Johnson, at the end just because he's been terrific. It's not his fault that we've won, by some spreads and he hasn't been in the games. But earlier it would have been in the eighth, it would have been Mallett. So they were on go, but he just ran through it 6 up, 6 down, I think, and there was really no reason to make a move. I didn't think he was just, he was too good. He just, didn't look like he was, taxing himself. He didn't look like he was running counts. He just looked like he was in total control.
Okay, Michael.
Michael Katz, Daily Journal. Mike, that's not. If you guys have only given 9 runs in the 4 games here, can you just talk a little bit about the pitching performances that you guys have gotten here?
Yeah, well, I think very similar to the way we've kind of made the run. In postseason and even the SEC tournament, the loss against Vanderbilt, I thought, Dylan pitched great, a couple mistakes, and, they made him pay for it. So we've pitched it well, for over a month now. And, one of the things is our guys have really attacked the strike zone, another game, with no walks today, and when you get good starts like Dylan and Hunter, but even Gaddis, last night. I mean, Gaddis, gets through the 5th inning with a couple runs. The starters have been terrific. We know the bullpen how good they've been, but I think on the front end and the back end, we've really pitched it well.
Okay, Parrish.
Parrish, Alfred Daily Journal, Tupelo. Mike, how does Dylan's performance compare with Drew Pomeranz's performance in 2009?
Well, similar, bigger, bigger stage, obviously. That was a regional final, but that was at home. School record strikeouts, I think 16 on 2 days rest. Complete game. So very similar. But when you start splitting hairs and you're comparing yourself to Drew Pomeranz, like a 10-year big leaguer, that's pretty good from a guy from Daytona Beach.
They're different kinds of pitchers.
Yes.
Reach this kind of trade, needing to advance, having to get to the next level. Is it better to be the Dylan DeLucia style or the power style of Pomeranz?
I don't know if there's a better way to get through it. I mean, they show you that there is different ways. Drew's more of a power guy, fastball, hard breaking ball. Dylan's 3 pitches, and it's, you don't know what's coming, and it's on, each side of the plate and totally flooding the strike zone, and can keep the pitch count, really down. He can get some, and I thought that was one of the differences today. He threw a lot of, which he can. He's got a lot of arm side run, and sometimes it can play almost like a sinker. He throws these fastballs that are like at the knees, and he was getting a lot of ground ball outs today, a lot of choppers. So, yeah, the answer to your question, I don't know if there's a better way. They're both pretty darn good.
Back here. Oops.
Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald. Coach, going into the championship series now, what's the challenge or the approach to managing a pitching staff in a best 2 out of 3 as opposed to maybe a single game?
Well, I don't know if you want to get too far into playing in the 3 games, especially when it's tournament. Meaning we just played 4 games, and so unlike a weekend series, now Oklahoma may have more of that. Where they're going to play more straight up like they weekend series, just because the way the pitching will set up. Ours obviously is different. We'll meet as a staff tomorrow and kind of try to game plan a how to navigate through the 3 days. So a little different for us, but proverbial one game at a time, and you try to win the first one and go from there. I mean, you're playing for a national championship, and so you don't want to leave anything on the table. You want to go for it.
Okay, Andrew.
Andrew Hutchison, Hogby.com. Coach, considering both guys were on short rest, did you anticipate that Dylan and Connor both would perform like this, or did you kind of have a feeling that it would, or did you think it would play out like that?
I did. I mean, I don't know if I thought it would be 2-0, but I thought both of them would probably get deep in the game. I thought, it's which one could get to the bullpen, especially with the wind blowing in. Today, a little different than yesterday. Yesterday, as I mentioned, it was blowing in, but I mean, Slavin's hit one. I've never seen a ball hit like that here. And not taking anything away from him, but that wouldn't have happened today. Now would it have got out? I don't know, but not like it did. And so it kind of looked like it, added up to what it was going to be a pitching day with both Friday night guys. And you say short rest. I mean, it wasn't. We're not that bad. It's on Thursday. They pitched on Saturday. I mean, it wasn't as Parrish was talking about. Pomerantz on 2 days rest. So I thought both of them would probably get deep into the game.
Okay, Mike.
Mike Rooney, D1 Baseball. Mike, the ground balls in the 8th and the 9th, given the the intensity of the 2-game series and the environment, the pressure. I mean, Bench and Peyton it's like they were in an inter-squad game and no one told them this was.
Bench's throw?
Yes.
I mean, he caught it back on the back foot and just threw it up. Yeah, like it was pregame
like
in
it was
and
in
out.
between innings. Yeah. So is that because Dylan, they're so confident playing behind him? Is it because these kids are such veterans? Or if you had to pinpoint that calmness, those are tough plays with the national championship series on the line. Well, how would you pinpoint that?
I think it's a combination, Runes, of all of that. I think one, you're talking about older guys that have won a lot of games here. Guys like Bench and Chatinier, and you look over at Elko, guys that Graham that was up here. So a group that has been in a lot of fights, have been in maybe they haven't been to Omaha, but man, they've been in some super regional dog fights, and so I think that's part of it. I think experience, and I think the other part is just how loose and confident they are, and at this point, knowing that they can make plays, and then lastly, what you I think pointed to is you're going to get those ground balls with Lucia on the mound. I mean, you got to be ready, and so another reason why we've been playing with the McCants third base, center field, but a little better defensive lineup today with the McCants in center and Bench at third.
Okay, Nick, this will be our last question for Mike.
Nick Suss with the Clarion Ledger. Mike, I saw you and Laugh kind of had a moment there after the game. You, Laugh, Clem have been together for so long. What does it just mean for you and these coaches you've been with forever to be playing for a championship?
Just so cool. They a lot of special national media. And this is not throwing stones, but I don't know why they don't get more credit than they do. I mean, this is the best staff that we've ever had, and we've had some great ones. We've had some great coaches come through, but I don't remember ever having and feel as comfortable as I do with my guys. And Laugh's the longest tenured assistant coach in the Southeastern Conference. I mean, he's been with me since 2006. He played for me my first year in 2001. So, just a cool moment. You work so hard. It's all about the players. Your question was asked, so it is. This is their moment, and you never want to, take away from that. But this is what we do for a living, and it's great. We're so blessed to do it, but it's not easy, and it's a lot of hard hours. And we've talked so much about this year. That's our year too. And so to get to this moment is pretty cool. In your occupation.
Again, Mike will be back with us tomorrow morning, about approximately 11:30. Oklahoma will be first, and then photo op. Get to do that. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.